not even bother doing just a simple, title. Like, WWE releases 18 more wrestlers. We now officially have a series, basically, going here. Because, I don't know about you guys, I don't see any chance of me watching WWE, as an avid fan anytime soon. I don't see myself getting my hopes up for WWE anytime soon. I don't see myself even excited for WWE anytime soon. There's a holiday tour event coming to Pittsburgh next month, and even if, I actually would give a live event a shot, I don't plan on going. I don't plan on going. 2021 is a year my wrestling fandom has died. Almost completely. The only thing that saved my butt from not giving up on wrestling completely, not Raw, definitely not Raw, not SmackDown, not NXT, well, SmackDown, I don't even want to go. NXT, for crying out loud, fell into the hole. If 2020 was a down year for NXT, 2021, for crying out loud, it's dead. The show that's absolutely dead, gone, dead on arrival, buried, you want to say the words, it's NXT. The old NXT's over after what we got here. It's over. And then, of course, we also have the only thing that to me has saved me, and I'm not being an AEW mark here for all you people who think oh, you people just want to hate on WWE for no reason, you want to just praise AEW for every little thing to do right. AEW, for crying out loud, yes, it's not perfect. Yes, they've done some things wrong. Yes, they've had some big, things blow up in their face. No pun intended to the disappointing, and to the barbed wire death match back at Revolution back in February, March. But AEW is the only thing that's making me want to come up here to even talk wrestling on a positive note. WWE, to me, I can't do it. Like we got two topics to talk about. One, the 18 releases that happened this past Thursday, November 4th, 2021. Which most of them were talents that weren't even given a freaking shot. Some of these people were just stepping their feet inside the door for WWE in general. A lot of these NXT stars. But most of these people are stars that Triple H brought into NXT right before Vince McMahon took over NXT. And basically, I don't even know what the heck they did with NXT. NXT 2.0, I don't even watch it. But I already look at it and I see the roster, I'm like, it all screams Vince! And Vince McMahon is like a poison. Like, his ideas are like a poison that just spread everywhere. It's like an illness that spreads throughout your body. That's just what Vince McMahon feels like. That's what he feels like. Like, you look at these 18 releases, and you wonder, who the hell is left in this company? With these releases, you took away one person who could easily be a favorite to win the Rumble. In fact, he has been the past 3 years. 2019, 2020, and definitely would have been for 2021. My gosh, he definitely would have been. You take most people who literally just got in there, and those that you just... And then, of course, we have Survivor Series. We have Survivor Series coming up in, 2 weeks? And they literally have... Okay, I have not been watching Raw or SmackDown. But from what I sound like when I read the highlights, they haven't even teased anything for Survivor Series. But they finally announced 2 matches for Survivor Series. And even though after this, it's pretty obvious what the rest of the matches are going to be. I don't see any titles changing at all for Survivor Series. But, like I said, it's lazy. This whole company is lifeless. They've dug their own grave. All they have to do is just jump in. That's all they got to do at this point. Because what is there even to look forward to in this company? Especially the rumors are we're going to be doing a WrestleMania 38's main event, Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. I don't give a crap at all. That's one thing said do not do. I was okay with them doing Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar at Crown Jewel, but even when I watched the match, you saw me do the highlights, I wasn't that impressed. I wasn't. It's like, I don't need to see this again. But that's all they have. That's all they have is Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. And Goldberg. What else does this freaking company have? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And these releases, again, hammering it away again. WWE, me personally, I didn't want this whole thing, me not doing, live reviews all the time, and really not really doing any WWE content right now. I didn't want that to be forever, but the only content I do is me ranting. That's all I can do on this channel about the WWE anymore is just rant, because nothing good is coming out of it. You wanted my thoughts? I'm giving you my thoughts. What is going on, guys? This is the Club with the Man 1993. I got a lot of content I'm doing tonight. I have this. Well, this is the big one I wanted to do. I was trying to prepare this one last night, but I was too tired. But I got this. I have 4 turn alerts I want to do. I have a random, another random topic video I want to do, just a quick, recording of it, which I'll probably do that tonight. But 4 turn alerts, that, and then I have 5 live reactions that I want to do. Believe it or not, actually, 3 of them are from AEW, 2 from WWE. One's a promo. So I will announce at the end, there's 2 I want to try to do tonight, which is why I'm down here in my basement. That way, I can just watch them on the TV to do the live reactions. But there's 2 live reactions I definitely want to do tonight. So I have 11 videos I have in mind that I want to do. Not including my AEW Dynamite review, my preview and predictions for Full Gear this Saturday. So, alone, we're going to be getting 13 videos this week for the Channel of Demand. So, I'm going to be busy, on top of everything else going on. But, yes, we're going to hear live. There's 2 topics to talk about in this rant stream. The first one, of course, will be the 18 releases that were announced this past Thursday, November 4th. And apparently, there's rumor of 10 more can be coming. 10 more. There's been, I think I saw somewhere like 76 releases in the WWE this year. How on earth are you even? And they're all budget cuts. No, it's called that Vince McMahon's gone even more senile, and now to me it's like, oh, one time you can't get over, I don't care. Goodbye. So before, when he thought Vince McMahon actually, gave a crap, now he even is playing more mind games with us. He does not give a crap, and at this point, he doesn't even care who goes to AEW. CM Punk, Bryan Danielson, probably Wyndham Rotunda, Adam Cole, all these other superstars, people like Johnny Gargano, Kyle O'Reilly, and Kevin Owens, whose contracts expire either in December or January, who are leaving, they don't care. They got all the money in the world coming in for the next several years. As long as all that money is coming in, that's all they care about. That's all they care about. At this point now, Vince McMahon has a whole brand, NXT now, where he is basically making his future stars with these crappy-ass names like Braun Baker, Von Wagner. I don't know. This is a few names I had heard of. But, and of course now, Toxic Attraction, which, yes, it involves Mandy Rose. We all know how much I love Mandy Rose. But even so, that feels like they're just starting to tear apart that women's division. Because who else is down there right now made worthwhile? I'm actually very surprised Samoa Joe was not released in this batch. Like I said, everything now feels more and more and more Vince McMahon. It feels lifeless, it feels pointless, and I have nothing to care about. Nothing to care about. They really just screwed over so many of these people who are released here. So before we go live and talk about these, let's check the live chat. Let's see who we got here. We have a couple people in the live chat here. What's up, guys? So we got Mike. I'm not Mike. I'm Mike. Mark. What's up, Mark? Tyler. He just keeps making stupider and stupider decisions, for sure. WWE is once again lazy with Survivor Series. Oh yeah, let's talk about that. The only one Mark was happy about was Eva Marie. Yes, Eva Marie, who was brought back just a few months ago, is already gone. What's up, Angela? Thanks for joining us. AEW is full of their egos, Tyler says. Tyler, I know, is not an AEW fan, which again, that's okay. Angela goes, AEW Dynamite rocks. Yes, it does. Tyler says he's done with this heel Roman Reigns for a year, and Brock is overstaying his welcome. Oh, I ain't done with heel Roman. I like heel Roman, but what else is there for Roman to do? Whether he's a heel or a babyface. What else is there for him to do? Besides fight The Rock? That's really the last thing the WWE has right now. You took away 2 big money matches with one release. Heck, maybe another one. I don't know. You had some more, but you got rid of some names because why? Because they were not Vince's creation. Even though he tried to change them, immediately gives him the boot. What an idiot. Just what an idiot. Let me see what we got here. Angela says Brock Lesnar, the Beast, had a good reason to beat everyone's ass because he got screwed at Crown Jewel, which true, he did. And then Mr. Q, the music, Vince has finally done it. Look how he massacred our future talented wrestlers. You want to know why? Because they weren't his creation. Wasn't his creation, and obviously some of these people, he obviously when it didn't work out, he instantly gave up on them. Ask Keith Lee, ask Karrion Kross, ask all these other superstars who lost their jobs this past week. Why? Budget cuts. No, you don't know what the hell you're doing anymore. You don't know what the hell you're doing anymore, so you just release everyone and make it a clean slate. Like I said, there is everything in WWE now feels like a Vince project. Everything at this point does to me. So why should I care? Because I don't care. I don't. Even whenever we get behind somebody, WWE tries to twist it to make it look like they were the ones that were the heroes. Remember the one line that CM Punk said in his podcast back in 2014 with Colt Cabana. The WWE doesn't do anything to protect the wrestler. They do things to protect themselves. Basically turning into, they do whatever is best for them and not for the freaking wrestlers. And then, of course, they go off bragging about, oh, we did this, we got all these views on this and that. They just brag about themselves because they are full of their damn egos. I can keep saying how many times. AEW, which again, is not perfect, but when I watch AEW, I feel like we're celebrating all of wrestling. It's not just about what AEW does. It's like, okay, if you get a vibe of like New Japan, you get like AAA, you get like, we had a little bit of Impact for a while. You feel like they're celebrating wrestling as a whole. WWE, it's just all about them. It's all about them. That's all it is. But let's get started, because like I said, I wanted to get this out of the way and record the turn alerts and the I at least want to do the 4 turn alerts, the extra little, it's a baseball topic video, just going to be a quick, not going to be live, but I at least want to do 2 of my 5 live reactions tonight, because they both have something to do with Full Gear this coming Saturday, so I want to at least do those 2. So let's talk about this. I gotta get this fixed down here, because NXT is dead to me right now. And then, Raw and SmackDown, yes, they're dead, but, it still obviously gets talked about on the channel. But this NXT is gone. I am not doing anything for NXT 2.0. But let's talk about these releases. So first, we'll do the first topic. The 18 releases. Let's first talk about the ones that were just, like, the no-names. Well, not completely no-names, but, ones that, the ones that no one really thought much of. The ones that also, let's say it this way, barely even got a shot. As in, that was a theme of these releases. Barely even got a shot. Most of them, at least. Let's start with these 6 right here. We have, we have from top left to right, Katrina Cortez, Zeta, what's her name again? Yeah, Zeta Ramir, Trey Baxter, Jesse Camilla, Jeet Rama, and Harry Smith of the Hart Foundation. Only one you know of. Apparently Harry Smith got brought back. I don't remember when it happened, but he never really wrestled in NXT anyways, so he got booted. Jeet Rama, I don't know him. Jesse Camilla, Swerve's girl, first off. She was I think she was in the Mae Young Classic as a babyface, that more nerdy girl or whatnot she was, and then she eventually got brought to NXT, but they repackaged her and turned her heel. And she wasn't a tag. She was part of the Robert Stone brand. That's right. Why didn't he get released? Why is Robert Stone even still here? Is there even anybody a part of the Robert Stone brand at this point? Aaliyah went to the main roster. Chelsea Green got released. Frankie Monet. We'll talk about Frankie Monet shortly here. So how did he not get released? Like, is there anybody part of the Robert Stone brand now? Anybody? Trey Baxter, I actually liked him the couple times I saw him in the breakout tournament, right before I stopped watching NXT. I liked him, but of course, he was probably just a small guy over 25. Like, apparently some people were released also because they're over 25 years old. No, it's age, size, should not matter. They're all different styles, but no, once again, Vince says this ain't a wrestling company. Even Nick Khan said this ain't a wrestling company. This ain't a wrestling company. It's sports entertainment. So, a high flyer like Trey Baxter gets a boot. Zeta Rainier, only thing I remember about her was she beat Toni Storm when Toni Storm was still in NXT. That's all I remember about her. So, I don't know who she was, but once again, didn't get a shot. And then Katrina Cortez, who apparently has visa issues now. So, within a week, she's basically lost everything. How sad is that? I don't remember who Katrina Cortez was, other than the fact I think she was in 2019 when Andrade Cien. No, wait. 2018. No, at some point, Andrade Cien Almas was feuding with Sin Cara. And didn't Katrina Cortez, was used kind of as Sin Cara's female tag partner in mixed tag matches with them and Andrade and Zelina? I don't know. I think that's what it was at some point, but then she kind of disappeared, went back to NXT, and I never even saw her again. Apparently she was doing stuff on 205 Live. I don't watch 205 Live anymore, but why is it just anybody's wrestling on 205 Live now? What's the point of even 205 Live? What's the point of the damn Cruiserweight division? Because I know Roderick Strong's Cruiserweight champion, but what division is there? But, again, these were guys, people that, maybe Harry Smith is a veteran. Jesse Camilla, she's been around, but these guys didn't even get a shot. Didn't even get a shot, and Vince instantly gave up them already. Budget cuts. Guess what, Vince? Budget cuts my ass. It's just ridiculous. So we'll move on to the actual other releases we got here, that more individual ones. But these are the ones that were just not well known, but it just sucks. Like I said, bunch of guys who just didn't even get a shot. Here's a veteran. Oni Lorcan. Oni freaking Lorcan. First off, Danny Burch didn't get released, which I'm surprised. I'm pretty sure though, when we get to these next 10 that apparently are due to come, I'm pretty sure Danny Burch will be one of them. I'm pretty sure. I will be shocked if Danny Burch is not on the next batch of releases. Because they're coming. Again, especially when they're already teasing there's going to be 10 more releases. But Oni Lorcan. Lorcan was never supposed to be a world champion. I definitely agree with that. But definitely a great mid-carder. He had some solid matches when he was used on 205 Live, briefly. Of course, now that he's released, Robbie, if you're watching this video, remember the time when he briefly turned heel on 205 Live and had a small feud with Cedric Alexander before turning face again, and he starts going, Cedric, "You took away my dream! You took away my dream!" Well, he should be saying the same thing to Vince McMahon. "Vince, you took away my dream!" A match that I wanted to see, honestly, Oni Lorcan and Cesaro. Like that'd be a good match. They both look alike. They're both bald with some facial hair. Well, Cesaro not as much. Hard nose hitting. I mean, yes, Oney Lorcan's probably not as maybe can't do as many things as Cesaro can do, but Oney would have been a solid mid carder. And him and Danny Burch, they were a fun tag team. I liked them as a Brit Arm Brawlers. One of my favorite matches they had, I think, was NXT TakeOver Chicago 2, I believe it was. Yeah, Chicago 2. Them in the Undisputed Era. They got recognized. Remember, the Undisputed Era got treated like the baby faces in that match by the crowd. Lorcan and Burch were booed at the beginning of that match until the end of the match when they gave them a standing ovation. That was one of their best matches. They were in that. They were in the that Fatal 4-Way ladder match at TakeOver 25. That was awesome. They even turned heel and won the tag titles, which they did nothing really with them as tag champions. And they even were in a War Games match, but again, didn't do much with them anyway, unfortunately anyways. But that's just a shame. Like I said, both very talented mid-carder. But he gets the boot. Sucks to be him, which I probably see him going somewhere probably more so on the indies. I don't see him really, if he appears in AEW or something, he'll probably be just a guy who's just on Dark or something like that. But I don't think he's gonna be a big name for Dark or anything or Dynamite or anything. I'm sorry, or for AEW. I see him more so saying on the independents. That's what I see him doing. Well, that was the first one. Oh man, this one too sucks big time. B-Fab of Hit Row just got called up, and they're already screwing over Hit Row. First off, the way they're booking Hit Row, Top Dollar is being treated like he's the main star. No offense to Top Dollar, I like him, but that should be Swerve. Swerve should be the leader of that group, and then Ashante Theodonis and Top Dollar are the ones who go after the tag titles. And then there was B-Fab, who was an excellent female performer, a part of Hit Row. And not just that, she just signed a few days before the release her main roster contract right here. She had just signed it, and then instantly it's okay, you're here. Oh no, we don't need you anymore. Goodbye. And you're gonna tell me you're gonna try to find some way to replace B-Fab and Hit Row? No. That's like taking someone. Well, first off, who would even fit with Hit Row when you freaking toned down the hell and left all of these other women's wrestlers lifeless because all you care about is Charlotte Flair, Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch, Carmella, I don't know, all your freaking blondes, and you gave nothing else for anybody else to do, and so look where you are now. You get a talented star like B-Fab, if Hit Row would have, won, titles or whatnot, B-Fab could have instantly gone after the women's title. But nope. You didn't even give her a shot. You have her sign her main roster contract, and you go, nope, bye-bye. What an idiots. That was a horrible call there. A horrible one. This one I'm not as upset about. Lucha House Parties. Gran Metalik and Lince Dorado. Kalisto got the boot last year. Now they finally cut ties with Gran Metalik and Lince Dorado. Apparently Gran Metalik, though, did ask for his release. But WWE was never gonna make these two feel like anything more than a joke. And it's a shame because, Lince Dorado wasn't always really the biggest fan of him, but he was okay. He had a couple spots, in that SmackDown Tag Title SmackDown Tag Title Elimination Chamber match. He had that one spot with that fancy maneuver he did, hanging from the top of the chamber, and he did a shooting star press to the top. That was cool, but that's it. Gran Metalik, I loved Gran Metalik. I was instantly a fan of him from the Cruiserweight Classic. Remember, he was the runner-up in the 2016 Cruiserweight Classic. Had a couple of good matches here and there. He could have been another great mid-carder. I wanted to see Rey Mysterio and Kalisto. Rey Mysterio and Gran Metalik would have also been an awesome match. But no, they just made them feel like a jobbing tag team. Yes, when they were Lucha House Party on 205 Live, whatever. They were not the best act, I'll be honest. They're more so that thing where it's like if they needed somebody to have a feud, a storyline, Lucha House Party was who they feuded with. Like how it was for like Drew Gulak for a while, or T.J. Perkins when he was around. But they were never going to take Lucha House Party seriously. So them, kind of getting a release, I'm fine with that. They weren't going to be made relevant at all. Either way, because nobody's made relevant. So put them in AAA. Put them in AAA works for me. So now we had the Lucha House Party. Let's laugh this one off completely. Eva Marie just got brought back. Hyped up, teased for ages that she was coming back. They bring her back, have her pair up with Piper Niven, making Piper Niven Dewdrop. And then immediately, they had a story there, but then immediately, the loser of the story is Eva Marie! Yes, I just went deep again. I went high pitched, and I can't go high pitched that much anymore because my voice is deep, but whatever. And then they split up Eva Marie and Dewdrop, and Eva Marie gets the boot again. So, what was the point of bringing her back? What was the point of bringing her back? Thanks, Vince. You wasted your time on this one, and you also made Piper Niven out look like a joke. Way to go. Although she would have stayed in NXT, she would have been protected anyways because you're now running NXT. So it was a lose situation either way. So Eva Marie's gone. Don't bother coming back. Oh, let's talk about this one here. You ready? You ready? You sure you're ready? Check the live chat first before we move on. We see what we got here. Vince needs to retire, that's for sure. We got Will Raleigh Sport Raleigh. New one. How you doing? He goes, hi to club. Oh, a rant? Okay, love your stream. Thank you. Did you see Trey Baxter book himself on a GCW show? He's advertising everything the day of his release. Good for him. Nice. GCW, I feel, is that new brand where like Matt Cardona, John Moxley also have had that death match with Nick Gage and whatnot. Good for him. I mean, of course, those NXT releases, they only have a 30-day no-compete clause, so hopefully they'll be back out on the road very quickly. So, good for him, though, definitely. They both asked for their release. Lindsay Dorado and Grand Metalik, they were not happy not being used. They complained that WWE got the release. They both great in the ring. Okay, sure. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, if they wanted it out there, I don't blame them. Like I said, I was definitely more of a Grand Metalik fan than Lindsay Dorado, but hey, if they want out, they're not happy, good for them. Good for them speaking up. Alright, anyways, let's move on to this next release. The next one is, you ready? You ready? Because I put them in order of how significant they are to talk about. Are you ready for this one? As just Alex would say, Nia Jax. Ow! My hole! Me. I'm the next one who got released. Nia Jax got released. Which I am very surprised about. Because Vince heavily protected Nia Jax, despite the heat and the backlash she has gotten from the fans, from being very dangerous to work with, even though I always felt they really half-assed her. I can't tell you that many great Nia Jax matches at all. In fact, they all are pretty horrible. I mean, a good one I could definitely reference was Nia and Bayley at NXT TakeOver London. Other than that, most good matches she was in, she was not carrying the match. And of course, the past year and a half, she had Shayna Baszler as her tag team partner, eating the pins and protecting her as she went on to throw Lana through tables for 9, 10, 11 weeks. I lost track at this point. And then they had her turn face in 2018. And let me remind you of this. Let me remind you of this bad booking decision. Nia Jax was a heel going into WrestleMania 34. Elimination Chamber. She has a match against the Women's Royal Rumble winner, Asuka. And if Nia Jax won the match, she would be added to whichever match Asuka was wrestling at WrestleMania. But she lost. She tapped out. And the following week, she lost. And the following week, she lost. Then she lost. She tapped out how many weeks in a row? And because of one day, one day, dime day, I don't know what I'm saying. Alexa Bliss and Mickie James said a couple little mean things of her backstage, and they were dumb to realize there was a microphone there. Like a random microphone in the building that's turned on. Oh my goodness. And because of that, Nia throws a hissy fit, which also showed her horrible acting, and then she got a title shot. That's how Nia Jax earned a title shot. Through lost how many weeks in a row, through a hissy fit, and got a title match. And she won at WrestleMania, and she had this awkward "don't be a bully" promo. Yet a month later, she was back to being a bully. And I feel like that was around the time where people really just gave up. Oh, no, I'm sorry. What put the icing on the cake for Nia Jax, so people turned on Nia Jax completely, was the incident in 2018 when she broke Becky Lynch's face. That's when I just really just lost all respect for Nia Jax. And then the problem also with Nia Jax is the fact that she would go on Twitter. She would go on Twitter and try to use her, where she legitimately hurt people like Charlotte Flair, Kairi Sane, Becky Lynch. I think she gave Zelina Vega a concussion. She hurt how many people, yet she went on the Twitter and tried to get heat for it. That, I think, also was hurt her big time, too. But, of course, they overpushed her. They did so. I still get nightmares when I think of when she came out mocking Asuka's entrance during the pandemic era, and just so many other things. But you get the point. A lot of fans, I would say, especially me, would be like, thank God they finally gave up on her and released her. But I gotta feel bad for how they did it. Rumors have it, apparently, we haven't seen Nia Jax on TV since apparently there was a match with her and Charlotte where it kind of turned into a real shoot fight or something like that, where they legitimately were brawling. And shortly after that, Nia Jax went on leave. Apparently, she went on leave due to take care of her mental health, which I can never knock anyone for doing that. I highly respect someone who takes the time to, help themselves. So I definitely respect Nia Jax for that. She was then told, we're bringing you back November 15th. Here's your dates you're working. Nia Jax said, I'm sorry, I need more time. Doesn't hear back, and gets released. How cold is that? Again, I don't care if she was had some of the most white heat in the company. I don't care that, I didn't even want her on my TV. I don't care that she had that much of heat that I was not that big of a fan of her. I don't care if she was my least favorite wrestler. You don't punish someone for wanting to take care of their mental health. Because I always say this, everybody with mental health, I feel like they have a different dose of it compared to what other people have. Meaning that I feel like no matter what your status is, what has led to your mental health, your mental health sickness and whatnot, I don't think you can fully put yourself in shoes of someone who does deal with mental health disorders. And I respect that. And, any people I know who, have go through that, I listen, I try to help, but I also know that I'm not in their shoes. I can't really put my feet into what you deal with. What bothers you? What you need help with, fixing with yourself? What helps? What makes you feel unhappy? No matter what it is. Like, look at John Moxley. He more is with alcohol, and he's got everything in the world, but yet he still goes to get help. I've seen some people on Twitter is like, yes, I'm married, I have a son, I have this and that, I got everything, but yet they still have things that just eat at their mind that lead to them wanting to get help to improve themselves. Again, I don't know what the whole story was with Nia Jax. I mean, maybe the woman did try, and maybe she, even though she doesn't mean to, maybe she didn't mean to hurt people. I don't know what it is, but whether you loved her or you weren't a fan of her like I was, I'm sorry, I never was able to get behind Nia Jax. I always thought they half-assed her, and I just felt like she was super green, and she yeah, it's true, she was a little dangerous to work with, but I would never want to see someone lose their job because, they refused to come back. They needed more time to take care of themselves. That's just complete insult to injury. Like, this is worse than whenever they had CM Punk. They had him come back 2 weeks after having knee surgery, wrestling Ryback in a TLC match when he needed 4 to 6 weeks. They gave him only 2 weeks. This is just that you talk about sending a bad message. This right here sends a bad message. So even though again I was never the biggest Nia Jax fan, I pray that she does come at peace and be able to figure out what she needs to figure out, and hopefully she gets into a better standing for sure. I definitely hope that's the case. So Nia Jax was also one of the people who was released. But I just again I feel bad for what she had to do. So that's that one. Moving on now to this one. Oops, one too far. Wait, hold on. Wait, did I? I think I... Oh. Wait. Oh. Oops. I skipped a couple. I'm sorry, that's my fault. I skipped a couple. Yeah, Nia Jax was not supposed to be next. So we've done... Okay, no, that's... Okay, so here's number 6, okay. Here's the next one I want to get to. Mia Yim. Oh, freaking Mia Yim. Mia Yim came to NXT at a time where there just wasn't room for her at the top at the time. Yes, she was awesome. She got the Cedric Alexander treatment from the second Mae Young Classic. She was the one people was chanting, when people were chanting please sign Cedric, and Triple H came out and acknowledged it. That was what Mia Yim was. People wanted Mia acknowledged, and yes, I think it was, how Triple H acknowledged Cedric, but Mia still got acknowledged backstage and signed to a contract. Because people loved her. And, she had some good moments in NXT, but like I said, the women's division was just so crowded and so stacked at the time that there just wasn't room for her at the time. She got a title shot on pay-per-view only because they had to make changes due to Kairi Sane getting called up. Because originally, Mia Yim got her title shot at TakeOver Toronto 2, but it wasn't supposed to be. Because originally it was supposed to be Shayna Baszler versus Candice LeRae, but then, and it was supposed to be Io Shirai versus Kairi Sane. But then Kairi got called up, and so Io took on Candice, and then Mia took on Shayna. but then not. And then she was also supposed to be in the War Games match, but they wrote her out to lead to the Dakota Kai heel turn. And then her and her significant other, her fiance, soon-to-be hubby, who we'll talk about him very soon also, had a mixed feud with Johnny Gargano, and then they called her up at the same time as her hubby, well, future hubby, but they put her in Retribution and changed her name to Reckoning. And that was a joke, and that just made her completely just flop. The only thing I remember she even did that whole time was she had to pretend she had that seizure or something like that during that one match on Raw ages ago. I don't remember when it was, but it was just so awkward, so bad, so weird. I don't know. And then she got taken off TV after she got sick, and she never got brought back. And then she gets released. Somebody else, once again, that, yes, in NXT, again, she tried to find her spot. Again, there just wasn't room for it at the top, unfortunately, with how, stacked the women's division was. And on the main roster, she didn't even give a shot. They didn't even give her a shot after they were going to change her name back to Mia Yim, and yeah, she didn't come back then. So Mia Yim also did not get a shot whatsoever. That's just, pathetic. We have 4 left. Well, 5, but one of them I'm going to do together. Let's talk about this next one. Frankie Monet. How the hell did this one get screwed up? Oh, I know why. Because Vince took over, and she's John Morrison's woman. Vince McMahon is treating John Morrison like a joke, so why the hell would he even have Frankie Monet? Well, I'm sorry. There was Charlotte Flair and Andrade Cien Almas, because Andrade's Charlotte's man. But yeah, that wasn't enough. So I guess either way, Frankie Monet was screwed, even though she came in, literally when Frankie Monet came into NXT. She immediately, to me, shined out, and I thought, okay, she's going to get the next Shayna Baszler push. She is going to get pushed, to get that rocket ship push to the moon, like Shayna Baszler did when she first came to NXT in 2018. What happened? She was 3 months in, only had 2 matches, got pinned in a match with the Robert Stone brand, and then the last time we saw her, apparently she lost. Apparently she did have a match for the NXT Women's Championship against Raquel Gonzalez, and she lost. Just so they could put the title on Mandy Rose at Halloween Havoc. And then they released her. What a waste. What an absolute waste. You had a star, a mega star in Frankie Monet, Taya Valkyrie, and then boom, instantly, she's gone. She's gone. You didn't even give her a chance. I hope she goes to AEW. This is one that so far for the ones we talked about, her and Mia, get your butts to AEW. That women's division is growing, it's thriving, it's gotten so much better than earlier this year. Britt Baker is carrying that division very well, and talent are really benefiting from it. You have Ruby Soho added in there. Serena Deeb's killing it as a heel with her recent turn and whatnot. Jay Cargill's on her way up. Adding Frankie Monet, Mia Yim in there, boom! There's another name on here, women's name in a second, I'm going to be also advising to go to AEW as well. But yeah, you didn't even give Frankie a shot. You took too long with her. Even before Vince took over, you took too long with her. This is someone you should not have been afraid to give that rocket ship push and just that big immediate spot. And she should have gotten the Shayna Baszler push. Rocket ship push straight to the top as soon as she walked in the door. She could have pulled it off. But no. Didn't give her a shot. Didn't even give her a shot. And that's unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. So yeah, go to AEW. Frankie Monet, well, Taya Valkyrie, AEW, she'll be awesome. She will be awesome. And if you thought that women's division is already, starting to, feel good now, well, Mia Yim, Taya Valkyrie, and this person, Ember Moon, also didn't even stand a chance. Vince didn't even give her a chance at all whatsoever. Oh, dear Lord. They called her up in 2018 after TakeOver New Orleans. Put her on Raw, which I feel like also at the time I would have rather had her put her on SmackDown. They moved her over to SmackDown in 2019, actually, where I think she would have stood out more. But either way, Vince never liked Ember Moon. And it's a shame because Ember Moon has one of the best, different but unique, probably the best finishing maneuver I've ever seen a woman have. That corkscrew, neck breaker, the Eclipse, like another version like the RKO or something like that. It's awesome. First off, you also forget that this woman is small too. She's like 5'1". Like, she looks taller than she is. She's not that big, but she's awesome. Instantly became a fan of her in her debut match. I think it was TakeOver Brooklyn 2 when she took on Billie Kay. I know it was against Billie Kay, but was it Brooklyn 2? I think she had her debut match in. TakeOver the End, 1 or 2. I can't remember. It was sometime that year. Instantly became a fan. Instantly said this should be the one who dethrones Asuka. She didn't dethrone Asuka, but she still came out a freaking winner in that feud. And when Asuka retired undefeated in NXT, went to the main roster, who was the first person they put the belt on? Ember Moon. As they should have. And then they gave her, I think, one title opportunity on the main roster, and it was at SummerSlam 2019 against Bayley. Very lackluster build. The match was fine, but nobody could get behind it because nobody in the main roster who doesn't watch NXT knew who the hell Ember Moon was because Vince made her feel so freaking irrelevant. And then she had that Achilles injury, was out for over a year, brings her back to NXT, and all she did was she won the tag titles briefly with Shotzi Blackheart, and then she got one title match against Raquel Gonzalez, and that was it. That was it, and Vince took over and just cut her because he wasn't a fan of her. This is a third piece to the thriving and could be even more thriving women's division for AEW. I think she would be just Athena in AEW if she would go there. Grab this one, Tony Khan. Again, Mia Yim, Frankie Monet, and Ember Moon. Probably go by different names. Taya Valkyrie, Athena. I don't know what they would call Mia Yim. Grab the three of them, and you got even more star power in that women's division. I mean it. Like, if there's one, like, definitely, you can make champion pretty quickly, Ember Moon. Dr. Britt Baker versus Athena. Holy smokes, that'd be a match. That would be quite the match. If you have Ember Moon versus Dr. Britt Baker. Once again, WWE, your loss. This will be AEW's gain. And Mia Yim, yes, has a 90-day no compete clause. She was on Raw. But Ember Moon, Frankie Monet, well, I don't know about Ember Moon because she was on the main roster and brought back to NXT. But hopefully both Ember and Frankie have only a 30-day no compete clause. Next month they could be in AEW. I hope to God that happens. Again, that will be two great additions to your women's division. Let's talk about the final, three. One of them, which is next, we're going to be talking about two people who literally, again, like Frankie Monet, like Ember Moon, like most of these people, they were stars fed to you on a silver platter yet you still screwed them up or just didn't even care to give them a shot. But let's talk about one you really screwed up. Can you tell me a year ago, when they brought in Karrion Kross, Killer Kross, and Scarlett, Lady Scarlett, I said they're going to be getting a monster push in NXT, winning the championship, and then he'll be up on the main roster fairly quickly. Well, I was worried about that, except I didn't say main roster, get the hell out of here. Well, first off, Karrion Kross won the NXT championship whenever there was not real fans. So, one thing I would say, before they actually brought fans back, and there actually was some fuel to fire, until an incident with this man took place that just killed NXT completely. Karrion Kross was built as a star during the time when there was no real fans there. So obviously when fans did come back, they didn't know how to react to some of these people. And unfortunately, Karrion Kross suffered that fate. He did suffer, though, a shoulder injury. When he won the title off of else we're about to talk about here in a second, at TakeOver 30, he suffered a shoulder injury and was out for 4 months. Got brought back at the end of 2020 and the beginning of 2021 because he feuded with Damian Priest for New Year's Evil. And then he got the NXT title back at TakeOver Stand and Deliver against Finn Balor. He had an excellent Fatal 5-Way match at TakeOver In Your House. And the build to his feud with Samoa Joe for TakeOver 36 was excellent. It was so good I couldn't wait for that match. I was seething for that match. I thought, that's right, NXT is back. Let's go! Then they call him up to the main roster as NXT champion. The first match he had was on the first Raw when fans came back. He took on Jeff Hardy, who is a legend, but was a freaking jobber on Raw. And he lost to Jeff Hardy in under 90 seconds. And they didn't even bring up Scarlett. They didn't bring up Scarlett, who had everything that Vince McMahon would want for a woman. Blonde hair, blue eyes, hot-looking woman, of course, that Vince McMahon would just easily push to the top just because of her look, because that's the only women that Vince desired, apparently. And yet, that wasn't even enough. Want to know why? Because this is Triple H's star. This is who Triple H brought in, not Vince McMahon. So he had to make Karrion Kross into something completely different. Karrion Kross never recovered from that loss. And that, to me, that's when I realized NXT is nothing anymore. Because you had your NXT champion lose to a guy who was being treated like a freaking jobber for a year. And you killed the brand right there. Karrion Kross losing to Jeff Hardy in his debut not just killed Karrion Kross, it killed NXT. You had the next Goldberg right here. The new era Goldberg right here with a great valet in Scarlett, and you blew it. You have him come out in a mask and suspenders, and then you only give him 2 matches, then you release him. And Scarlett. You never even gave him and Scarlett a shot on the main roster. You didn't. So, I don't know. I'd be okay with AEW. I don't know, though. I see Kross maybe going back to Impact, maybe doing New Japan. I mean, I would be completely cool with AEW. I just don't know if there's room for a guy with his star power for AEW, though, right now. Because of another person who AEW needs to grab. No excuses. I mean, if I had a preference between Kross and the last person we're going to talk about, rather be the other person. Cross in AEW, okay. I don't think he would stand out though as much as this last person. The biggest name, in my opinion, who got released on Thursday, Keith Lee. Oh man, this one hurt. This one really hurt. Look at all that Keith Lee has gone through. Listen to the story of Keith Lee. One thing I haven't gotten a chance to watch yet is the 24 special. That's the other thing too. They made a 24 special on Keith Lee, and yet he still never got a serious push on the main roster. The only things Keith Lee did on the main roster, well, as part of Raw, you could also count whenever he was a sole survivor at NXT. Well, he was runner up in the Survivor Series match when he eliminated Seth Rollins, and then Roman Reigns eliminated Keith to win the match. But Reigns endorsed Keith Lee as he came out a star in that match. Won the North American title, went toe-to-toe with Brock Lesnar in the Rumble, which that's a match you're not going to get. Those are two matches there you could have easily gotten. Keith Lee and Brock Lesnar, or Keith Lee and Roman Reigns. Also, you could have had a Royal Rumble winner right here, Keith Lee, but last year he was sick. The year before, it might have been too soon. He was just North American champion, wasn't ready to be called up quite yet, but yet had the megastar, the next big thing right here with Keith Lee. Limitless. 340-pound guy, moves like a freaking cruiserweight. His series of matches with Dominik Dijakovic, not freaking T-Bar, is what made me a fan of both of those guys. Beat Adam Cole to become NXT and NXT North American champions. Great moment, but yet they used him as a transitional champion because he dropped the title to Karrion Kross. But remember, though, it wasn't supposed to be him dropping the title to Kross. It was supposed to be Velveteen Dream before all that allegation crap happened, so we don't want to talk about that. Bring him up to the main roster. He beats Randy Orton at Payback clean in like 7 minutes. But then all of his matches, he was losing by DQ. He was not losing, but he wasn't winning either. Had no momentum. He was too sick to be in the Rumble. He was supposed to win the U.S. title at Elimination Chamber earlier this year. But then that's when he had those health problems, and he nearly died. Remember this, Keith Lee nearly died because of his heart inflammation problems he was having. They bring him back in July, and then it was over from there. He lost. He got taken off of TV. He gets brought back as not Limitless Keith Lee, as Keith Bearcat Lee. Bearcat. Me, Emo, Bearcat. He has 2 matches. He's gone. Vince quit on him too. No, Vince didn't quit on him. He was just a budget cut. Enough of the budget cuts. These aren't budget cuts. These are the people that Vince McMahon does not want in his company because he didn't make them. He does not like them. He does not see them as a star. So if you're not a star, if you're not made by Vince McMahon, get the hell out of here. And that's exactly what happened to Keith Lee. Just makes me so upset. He literally, if you needed another big name, a Royal Rumble winner, a WrestleMania headliner, a world champion, you had it right here. You still got Drew McIntyre, but he's on SmackDown. He ain't winning the title off of Roman Reigns. You got Roman Reigns, but who else is there really? Bobby Lashley, his reign is over. Big E, yes, he's good, but he has not much to work with. Who else is there? You had this to me was the last shot you had to make something bright for the future that fans wanted. And instead you released him after he went through, literally being on his deathbed to get back, you take away the gimmick people love, made him something completely stupid, and then you released him. What an insult this was. What a freaking insult this was. Like, this made me not even want to watch WWE anymore. I'm serious. I don't even think I even want to even watch Survivor Series. We're not even in that rant yet. We're about to get to that. But yeah. This was the biggest name that got released. This was one that hurt the most. I feel so bad for Keith Lee. But like I said, he is the one that I would rather have picked to go to AEW than Karrion Kross. This is the one, the moment Keith's 90-day no-compete clause ends, Tony Khan, make the call. February 2nd, or whatever the heck it was. Yeah, February 2nd, I think it is. February 4th, 1 to 2. Make the call. Revolution. Keith Lee debuts. Keith Lee needs to be the next big star that on AEW's horizon. Whew. That's the first of two rants. Now, the second one is not going to be, of course, as long. Before we get to that second rant, let's go to the live chat. Let's see what we got here in this live chat. Tyler says, where's AJ? No idea. That reign of Asuka last year, WWE did what wasn't her as Raw Women's Champion. They need her to be champion or something like that. He thought Ryback was more reckless than Nia Jax. You could put him up there with that, I agree. That all AEW keep doing, getting ex-WWE wrestlers. Which, I'm not opposed to that because they're at least making them into stars. Again, I'm not opposed to that whatsoever. And he also says, F you, Vince. That's for sure. That's definitely for sure. But yeah. But let's talk about one more thing before we go here. The second rant. Survivor Series. Survivor Series was announced. Well, I'm sorry. Apparently, again, I have been watching. I have not been watching Raw. I've not been watching SmackDown much at all. Mainly because I'm either out or, well, I'm sorry. I peeked at here and there. I've probably watched SmackDown more than Raw since I stopped, reviewing. But it's not been much at all. Not been much at all whatsoever. But from what I was reading from the results the past couple of weeks, there was nothing. Nothing. I don't even know what's going on tonight with tonight's episode of Raw. I'm not even watching it. My TV is just ready for me to do a live reaction. But, they basically was not even acknowledging Survivor Series. Yet, over the weekend, on Twitter, they just announced these teams. They just announced these random-ass teams for these 5-on-5 elimination matches. For the men, we have Raw. We have Seth freaking Rollins, who has nothing to gain, nothing to lose. Finn Balor, you just ruined the demon. How to take it seriously? What will he get out of this match? What will he get out of this match? Maybe a Soul Survivor? Fine, but it's not the worst thing, but it's not going to be anything that special either. We have Kevin Owens, who's on his way out. But we do have Rey and Dominic Mysterio. Interesting because they are teasing that eventual heel turn from Dominic, so that could come into play with this match. But that's the only two that I really care. For SmackDown, Drew McIntyre, fine, but what does he have to gain? Jeff Hardy, treated like a joke. Xavier Woods, King Woods, which I like the gimmick. He's still not going to be a main eventer. Sami Zayn, I've given up on all hope of them trying to push Sami Zayn. He's still here, I'm surprised, unless he's signed to stay until Kevin Owens leaves. And then, Happy Corbin! Oh, that makes me so sick. And then the women. For Raw. Bianca Belair. She just lost all of her momentum in her feud with Becky Lynch. What would she get by winning here? Rhea Ripley, which she also lost all of her momentum over the summer. Be nice for her to get it back here. Liv Morgan. I like Liv, but she doesn't win. Carmella, who cares? And then Queen Zelina. I can't believe they'll ever. I mean, I like the idea of making her queen, but is it really going to do much for her? Are they really going to? I'm not going to believe they're going to make Zelina Vega look like legitimate unless, they actually try. And then there's SmackDown. Sasha Banks has nothing to gain, nothing to lose. Shayna Baszler, maybe, if they want to get her momentum back. Shotzi Blackheart, okay, except the fact they just turned her heel, and makes sense, but they completely just revamped her. Natalya, who cares? And Aaliyah, no offense, but who cares? Because they never really took her seriously in NXT. Except for when the only time I thought she was actually, going somewhere was when she was a team with Vanessa Bourne. But now she's not even had a match on the main roster, and yet she's just thrown in there. Like, going over those teams, does any of that even seem appealing at all? All these guys have nothing to gain from winning this match. They're all washed up. They've been victims of lazy booking, and once again, it's just brand to brand supremacy of bragging rights. That's all it is. That is all this is. Who gives a crap about bragging rights? Why do I even care? I don't even want to watch this show. There's nothing, again, that's appealing. There's not. Who cares? No one's going to get anything out of this. No story's going to come out of this. Why even call Survivor Series a Big Four pay-per-view when all it is since 2016 is freaking bragging rights? That's all it is. That's all it is. And it shouldn't be. I mean, Roman Reigns and Big E, that'll be a good match. Becky and Charlotte, though, we've seen how many stinking times? We're going to get, I guess, Damian Priest and Shinsuke Nakamura wouldn't be too bad. That's a fresh match. RK Bro and Usos, okay, those sound like solid matches, but once again, what's the point? There is no stakes whatsoever for a winning brand, other than the fact that we're the winning brand, and that's it. Survivor Series just needs to stop being a thing. Unless you're going to actually change the concept instead of being brand versus brand. It was fine when they first brought back the brand split. It was fine. But then after that, just who cares? Who cares? Because these people have already switched brands how many times? These matches are not fresh, and they mean literally nothing. Not just that, but when you go for a few weeks without even promoting your show, to just announce them on Twitter, that's freaking lazy. Are we back to like 2019, like Hell in a Cell 2019, where they literally didn't even have any matches announced for the show, so they throw random ass filler matches on the show? Are we really back to those days? Or is it worse now? I don't even know, because WWE is just, it's just lifeless. It's lifeless. There's nothing exciting about this brand anymore. About this company. It just isn't. The lazy booking, there's nothing to watch right now. I don't know if I can even do this anymore. This company, even give them this attention of ranting about them. Because now it's just a laughing stock. Now you just want to laugh at how pathetic they are. You don't even want to rant, you want to laugh. Because honestly, that's all I feel like doing right now. It's just cracking up to how pathetic this company has gotten. And just those two topics right there just show it. Lazy booking in for Survivor Series, and just not even giving people a chance, or releasing the true stars like the Ember Moons, the Keith Lees, the Karrion Crosses, the Frankie Monays, the Mia Yims, all of them. Just all together, just pitiful. I'm done. That is my rant stream for this evening. I had fun talking about it. Leave your thoughts in the live chat. You got anything else to say in the live chat here? Just Tyler saying that Survivor Series is going to be like the 2018 one is going to be shit. Haven't the past several been shit? Like last year's was very forgettable. The year before, what even happened the year before? Oh, the 2019's? 2019's. Oh wait, 2018's. No. Wait, 2019. No, 2019 actually wasn't too bad. There was a couple things in 2019 that was good. 2018's. Here's the thing. 2018's, I did like Bryan and Lesnar. I did like that match, but I didn't like the idea of having Raw sweeping SmackDown that year. So I'll give 2019's credit. And 2016, I'll give that. Heck, the only other Survivor Series match I liked was Team Cena versus Team Authority. Might have to do. Well, if I wanted to start some retro live reactions, I may have to go. I may do that one. I seriously may do a live reaction to that match. Team Cena versus Team Authority. That'd be a pretty good match to do live reactions for. But you are right. But guys, that's gonna do it. So here's my plan for the rest of the night. I'm first taking a quick breath because I've been talking and ranting for an hour and 15 minutes. But I do have 4 turn alerts I want to do. Actually, you know how earlier I said I have 11 videos I want to do? Add in hopefully 5 Seinfeld reviews at some point this week also, because I'm ready to do my next 5 Seinfeld reviews. So there's a lot of content I'm hoping to get out this week. But I have 4 turn alerts I want to do. I have a baseball video I want to do, which I may record those 5 first. And then I have 2 live reactions. I don't know if I'll get to do them both tonight, but at least I'll try to do one of them. And the 5 live reactions I want to do, well, the 2 I want to try to do tonight. Bryan Danielson versus Eddie Kingston from last week's Rampage. And the second thing I want to do, CM Punk and Eddie Kingston's promo from Rampage. No, I'm sorry. Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. The week before was Rampage with Bryan Danielson and Eddie Kingston. Last week's Rampage was CM Punk and Eddie Kingston's promo. I want to do those 2, and then the next thing I want to do, I want to do live reactions to Edge and Seth Rollins, Hell in a Cell, Crown Jewel. Mark suggested that, and I did say I would do it, but I just never had the time. I will do that one. And then I also want to do live reactions for Bryan Danielson and Minoru Suzuki. And then a retro I want to do. The retro one I want to do, John Cena and CM Punk Money in the Bank. 10-year anniversary of that. With Punk being back, I think it's more than fitting that we do that one. I do that one as well. But tonight, I at least want to do Bryan and Kingston from Rampage 2 weeks ago, and then Punk and Kingston's promo from this past Friday's episode of Rampage. So that's my plan for the rest of the night. I'll see you guys in a bit. Leave your thoughts down in the comment section below on this rant. What are your thoughts on the 18 releases? If they do 10 more releases, who do you think it'll be? Leave your thoughts down in the comment section below, and also about Survivor Series as well. And as always, be sure to slap a like on the video. Subscribe for more content on my channel. Follow me on Twitter at DemandAirBody3. Until then, guys, I'll check it out. See y'all soon. Peace out, everybody.